third grade. Welcome back to math. Today is day 24, so we have math lesson 10-1. But I don't want you to open your book, okay? What I want you to have out today is this page, this yellow one right here. It's in your folder, so I want you to get that out. So you'll need that and your pencil, and that's all. All right, and my video, of course. You got to have the video here. All right, before we do anything else, I want to review some of these things with you. So let's talk about something fairly simple here. 300s plus 300s. Mrs. Carlson, that's easy, right? So we have the same label. So 300s plus 300s is what? 600s. And then what does that equal? 600, of course. All right, that one was pretty simple. Let's look at this. 6 tens plus 6 tens plus 6 tens. How much is that? How much is that? Well, 3 sixes is 18. 18 tens. We keep the same label, right? 18 tens. Guys, how much is that? 180, right? If we count 18 tens, it's 180. 5 thousandths plus 5 thousandths equals 10 thousandths. The label stays the same. Now, if we have 10 thousandths, what does that equal? 10,000. Remember how we write that, I hope? 10,000. I sure hope you have been watching the video about multiplication and reviewing it because you need to know your multiplication facts. Today is the day that you need to have reviewed it. If you have not watched that lesson about multiplication and reviewing skip counting and all those things, you need to do that right now before we begin this lesson, because this chapter is about multiplication. We're going to be doing some further things about it than just learning the basic facts. So I need you to make sure you know your facts. I hope you've been doing your extra math. I can see who is doing it. Yes, it is optional, but you need to know those things, and you can continue through the summer even when we're done with these lessons. All right, so let's talk about multiplication. Let's talk about this first problem, which seems pretty simple, don't you think? 5 groups of 1. 5 times 1. What is the answer with that? Of course, it's 5. The multiplication property of 1 means that anything times 1 is that number. It's the other number. All right, now I want you to look here at 5 times 10. 5 groups of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's easy, but let me show you a way you can do this. Let's look at just this first number. What's 5 times 1? 5. And then guess what I can do? Count the zeros. Oh, there's 1. I'm going to add it to the end. 5 times 10 is 50, right? Look what we did, though. 5 times 1 is 5. And then we count 1 0 and add 1 0 here. Let's do another one. 5 times 100. Well, of course, you know that 5 groups of 100 equals 500, right? Well, let's do this. Add times the 5 times the first number here. 5 times 1 is 5. And then we can count the zeros, can't we? And add that on. 500. Yeah. Look at this one. 5 times 1 is 5. And then we can count the zeros. And there are 3 here. Look how that works out. That seems pretty neat, doesn't it? You can add up by using the patterns here. You can see where it goes. Now let's try something a little bit more, interesting. I'm going to erase this. Let's do this together. Let's start with 6 times 2. All right, guys. What's 2 groups of 6? 6 groups of 2. 12. Good. So now I want to show you this. What is 6 times 20? How can you figure it out easily? Watch. Start with the part you know, 6 times 2. Write that in, and then count your zeros. 6 times 20 is 120. Let's try this. 6 times 200. What can I do first? Do the part I know. 6 times 2 is 12. How many zeros? Add 2 to the end. 1,200. Do you think it'll work if I go to the next one? It will. 6 times 2,000. Do the 6 times 2 that I know. Oop, I wrote that in the wrong color. And then count my zeros. And then I always start here and I count back 3 for the comma. 12,000. Let me write that in this color so we can see it. Do you see how this pattern goes? That's pretty cool, isn't it? It really is. Okay, let's try another one here. All right. 5 times 6 equals, what's 5 times 6? You better have said 30. Yep. All right, guys, so now let's look here. 5 times 60. Oop, I'm going to change this color so we can see it better like we've been doing. 5 times 60. What do I do first? I multiply what I know. 5 times 6 is 30, right? Now, how many more zeros do I add to the end? 1. Yes, I know. There's 2 zeros there, aren't there? The 30 goes with the 5 times 6. We don't count this 0 when it comes to here. We have to add that extra 0 over there. Because what we add here is the answer to 5 times 6. What we write there. 5 times 6 is 30. Let's try the next one. 5 times 600. Okay, what's 5 times 6? 30. I write that first. Then I count the zeros. It doesn't matter how many zeros are here already. I count the zeros over on this side, and then I add them. So 3000 is 3,000. How about 5 times 6,000? Oops, I forgot my zeros again. 5 times 6,000. Do the part that I know. 5 times 6 is 30. Then I count my zeros. 1, 2, 3. And I add 3 zeros to the end. 30,000. These are multiplication patterns. This is an easier way for you to be able to do these things. Let's really quickly look at the yellow paper that you have in front of you. It's important to write your name at the top. I do not know everybody's handwriting all the time, and you're not with me so that I can find out more easily. So I need to make sure you put your name at the top of this page. Okay, it says use a basic fact and patterns to find each product. Now I know that there are question marks there, just right after the question marks, not a big deal. All right, let's do number 1 together. It says 2 times 9. 2 groups of 9, 9 groups of 2. What's the answer? Double the 9, it's 18. Write that in after the question mark. Do it right now. Okay, so the next part says 2 times 90. Do the part I know. What's 2 times 9? 18. How many zeros? 1. So I get to write 180 on there. Okay, let's go on to the next part. 2 times 900. Do the part that I know. 2 times 9 is 18. How many zeros? 2. 1,800. Make sure you're writing these in, and I do want you to write the commas where they're needed. Remember, we start at the right and go back 3 spots and put a comma. Okay, lastly on there, 2 times 9,000. What part do we know? The 2 times 9. That's 18. And then I count my zeros. 18,000. This is the pattern that we're going to follow. Look at number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all the same kind of thing. Remember, first you write the answer to the part you know, then you add the right number of zeros. Now I want you to look down at the middle section where it says number 7. Find the product. The product is the answer to a multiplication sentence. So on number 7, it says 2 times 50. Okay? Now I might be able to do this one in my head, but let's do it the way that we've been doing it here so that we can see the pattern and how it works. Do the first part. 2 times 5 is 10. Does that mean I'm done? No. I have to then go and put this extra 0 at the end. That makes it 100. Do you see how that worked? Write in 100. Let's go over to number 8. It says 4 times 600. Going to do the part that I know. 4 times 6. The 6th grade class played musical chairs for 24 hours. Now I'm going to go back and write in my zeros. 2,400. That's how this section works. Be careful to count the right number of zeros. Okay? Going down to 23 through 25, it's the same thing we did up at the top. And 26 through 41, it's the same thing that we did in the middle to add those together. You'll need to know your facts. Use your times tables as much as you possibly can. Do the problem and then add the correct number of zeros. Finish this up today, and then I'd like you to put it into your folder so that you can send it back to me on Monday because I want to check it and see how well you do. And I will see you next time.